2015 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport. Going to replace the clock spring and the turn signal switch and remove the airbag. I already have it removed, but to remove that, it has two 10mm bolts. And I used a little electric ratchet, a 10 deep with a 3-inch extension. And those bolts are right here, one here and one here. And they go through on an angle. Right here, they go through on an angle. Okay, so if you see, look behind here with a mirror. I'll get a mirror and look in behind there. You'll see a torque. You'll see your triggers, your switches right here. You'll see a Torx bit right there. That's for the switch cover. And then you go over a little bit more, you'll see a hole. See it? Shine through the hole there. And that's where the 10mm bolt is. So you get your extension up in there with your ratchet on an angle. And you remove those two 10mm head bolts. Lift the airbag up, get yourself a pocket screwdriver. Disconnect the horn switch. And then you can go ahead and disconnect the airbag. The airbag it's got these little tips on it. You gotta squeeze them together. And you pry this yellow piece off of there. Same thing with this one. It's got two yellow. This one's got the black tabs. Push in the black tabs and you pull this up. I used my little pocket screwdriver. I pushed in one side with my finger and pushed in on the other side, and I pried the little connector up. Alright, so then next what we need to do is remove the steering wheel, and that looks like a 13, so we'll have to verify that. Okay, yes, that's a 13. I loosened it up, and I had a little gap between the bolt and the steering wheel assembly, and I pulled on one side really hard, and I took a big mini sledge and I hit the bolt. I kept pulling on the steering wheel as I'm hitting the bolt, and then did that a couple times, and then I got both hands on it and wiggled it back and forth, and now it's loose. Okay, so now I can finish removing my bolt, and then I can take my steering wheel off, because they changed the polar design into something else, which, you know, I guess you have to have the hooks go in there, you know, and there's no holes for no bolt holes to go in there. So now we can just wiggle it back and forth and pull it off. All right, before you get carried away too much, make sure you unplug this connector so you can actually remove the steering wheel. All right, got it aside. That was probably like that, I'd say. This thing's moving around on me. All right. Next, you want to get yourself a T20 Torx. And go on the bottom of the column, there's a hole way up in here, there's a hole way up in there, and there's a Torx head bolt screw sit right here, nice shiny one. These are the two sides, and that's the one in the center right here. The next you want to do is go ahead and make sure your column's down all the way. Hit your tilt lever to lock it so you can remove your upper and your lower piece of your steering cover. Might have to take your key out so you can pull this cover all the way off. Covers just clip into each other, little clips. The steering wheel. Now I can get this off of there. Now I gotta lower my column down and lock it. Okay, now I can pick this one up out of there. Okay. Next, I removed this Phillips head screw right here for the turn signal switch. And then there's another T23 down here behind the wiper switch. I used the bit on with a 1/4 inch wrench. Got it loose. Held my finger on my bit. So that way the bit doesn't fall off each time, and then my finger keeps me from going too far onto the bit. So now I got the bit and the screw loose, and I can remove it with my fingers. We gotta pull the switches off and unplug them. All right, put that down there with the other ones. Now we can take the switch. You can pull it straight out, but you have to unplug your wiper switch from it, and then you can pull it out a little farther. But you gotta watch out for your tilt lever also. I pulled the switch out a little bit, and I can unplug my wiper switch. Just got a little tab you push in on, and you pull it off. Then you get your turn signal switch out here, then you can go ahead and unplug the bottom. Push in a little tab and unplug it. And then you got your wiper switch in your hand. Okay, that screw was for the clock spring. Wiper switch has a Phillips head screw in the back. Okay, you might need a stubby Phillips to get to it. Yeah, there's the Phillips. It's right behind it, right there. And you just pull it straight out. Since you already unplugged it from the wiper switch, we're good. Okay, clock spring had that one screw back over here, which you already removed. And then you got another one right there, which we need to remove also. And that's the T20. Okay, got that one out also. Now, what you're going to do is go ahead and grab it square and pull it out a little bit. And as you're pulling it out, you have some connectors on the bottom. You need to disconnect those as well. You can use your pocket screwdriver to help you with that. Okay, here's my new one. It had 3 connectors on the bottom of it. And it's got this little thing here to hold it locked. So don't remove that until you're ready to go with your steering wheel. Okay? So we need to put this back on there, plug in your connectors, fully push it in, and go ahead and put your 2 screws, 1, 2, in it. And then there was one in the front right there. Okay? And as you're going together, got a little clip on the back side over here. It goes over the edge and it snaps in place. Otherwise you have a hard time getting that little screw started. Okay, got your 3 screws in place. Go ahead and put your wiper switch back in and use your Phillips screw to retain it back in place. Okay, I got a new turn signal switch, and it just slides right in there, and you plug it in, and then you got to plug that one in. Remember, you plug in the yellow before you get all the way in there. Plug that one in, slide it in, plug that one in. When you're sliding the switch in, make sure you got this little U lined up to go inside here, and same thing down here. It's right there, another U that slides in there. Make sure those are both lined up. And you can go ahead and push your switch straight in. And just watch your wires when you're going in. Push them all the way in. Okay, that's all the way in. Now you can go ahead and put your little plastic, your Phillips screw on there to retain it. Okay, all your wires are out of the way. Connector's on. Slid all the way in. Got your screw in there. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and put your blower panel on. To go around your tilt lever. And get this baby up around your ignition lock cylinder. You'll have to and get it behind underneath the steering column as well. And then you can go ahead and put your tilt lever back up, but pull down your steering and then lock your tilt. That way you can get your upper piece started in there as well. So when you got this in here centered and everything, you might want to go ahead and put your little screw, the silver one, in through the bottom with the Torx. That'll help hold it up. Okay, got that panel on there all the way around nicely, up against the bottom. Went on here, pulled my tilt all the way down, locked it, put my screw in, snugged it up. So now this baby's in there, it's nice, looks good. So now you can go ahead and fish this down in there around it, and make sure you put those clips in. The other one has those little tabs, the bottom one has little tabs that stick up, and they kind of like lock in there. So be careful that you don't break them off. All right, let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Your tabs, yep, just touching them. Just need to squeeze it together and they lock in place. Same thing with the other side. Do the same thing and it will lock in place. All right, it's locked in place, looks good. Go ahead and put your corner screws back in. T20s. Okay, got my screws in, looks good. Now that is remove this clip. I don't really understand it, but let me get my pocket screwdriver and I'll try lifting this lip up a little bit. Maybe it just hooks on there, or maybe I need to hold this and then pull that. Remove it from the bottom like it's an electrical connector. I stuck my little flat blade screwdriver inside there, pushed it in, and then I kind of like angled it a little bit, and then it pulled right out. And you can see the terminals in there and the little tab right there. So now all you need to do is line up your steering wheel, stick it through over here, plug your connector in, feed these through the hole. Make sure you don't break this off. And get your steering wheel lined up onto the splines on the shaft. If you notice the two dots, one dot is in the steering wheel and the other dot is on the steering shaft. Line those up and then it will plop right on it. And now you can go ahead and push it on, and then you can go ahead and put your retainer bolt on there and tighten it up. Okay, steering wheel bolt torque 25 foot-pounds. And they marked it with paint and removal, and they line up. So now next we gotta do is plug in our airbag and then line it up and put our two 10mm head bolts in there and snug them up. And if you really want to know a torque spec, 70 inch-pounds. Okay, airbag's sitting on there. Remember, this one, black one went on the right side, plain yellow one went on the left side. Got your other little connector for your horn, I'm pretty sure, connected. Then turn it up, and then what you want to do is you want to line up your Jeep, and you can turn it. I gotta put the phone down. Okay, I got my bolts in there. Torqued them to 100 inch-pounds. I was close. I said 70, but it's 100, so. Inch pounds. All right, so it's all together complete. So hopefully when I turn the key on and start it, check engine light come on with the stupid steering wheel alignment. All right, keys on. Well, there ain't no airbag light on. This is a good thing. Everything looks good. Well, at least I get the turn signal plugged in. Alright. Okay. If your light comes on and needs your steering wheel alignment adjustment done, then you have to go onto the computer and reset that. Otherwise, here you are. This is it. Hopefully I helped you out. And hopefully you can help me out by subscribing to me. And I appreciate it. And I want to thank you. Have a good day. 2015 Jeep Wrangler. Reason why we're replacing the clock spring and the turn signal switch is because has no operation of the switches on the back of the steering wheel, so it changes. It's working now. So everything's working after the switch replacement.